Let's see some numericals in kinematics. Velocity of a particle moving in a straight line varies with displacement as v is equal to root over 4 plus 4s meter per second. Displacement of particle at time t is equal to 0 is s is equal to 0. Find a displacement at time t is equal to 2s. Students, whenever you see this type of questions, the approach is like comparing them with the standard equations. Okay, so here some condition also is provided. T is equal to 0, displacement is 0. Okay, now given equation is this. Let us say you square it both sides, you get v square is equal to 4 plus 4s. Now you know this basic kinematic equation that v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Okay, so you just compare. So this is the approach to do this type of numericals. It is a level 2 question. Because I am giving this idea, you may feel this is very easy, but often this idea has to click. Okay, so here u square is equal to 4 or u is equal to 2, and here the second term 4s is equal to 2as. You can write it like 4s is equal to 2as, ss cancel, a is equal to 2. Now you know the value of u and a. So he is asking you what is the displacement of a particle at t is equal to 2. So at t is equal to 2, s is equal to this equation you have to follow. So you get 8 meters. Okay. Then this condition that t is equal to 0, s is equal to 0 will give you what? You put t is equal to 0 here. We are basically not using that condition at all. No? At t is equal to 0, s is equal to 0, displacement of particle. Are we using it somewhere? Yeah, we aren't using it somewhere because we already got the value of a and time is given, so we are directly getting the value of displacement. Effectively, we are not using that condition, isn't it? Yeah. So let us say if you put s is equal to 8 in this equation, 8 4 is 32 plus 4, you are getting 36. You are getting v is equal to 6, isn't it? So v is equal to 6 means we are not using this condition. Without doing that also we are getting the answer. Let's move to the next one. Velocity of a particle varies with its displacement as. Find the magnitude of maximum acceleration of the particle. See, there is a standard equation in simple harmonic motion which we will be discussing later. It's a separate chapter. But there you have an equation like this. V is equal to omega into root over a square minus x square. Omega is the angular speed. See, this is the linear speed. When a particle rotates in a circle, it has got a omega. Okay, a is called the amplitude, that is the maximum displacement, and x is the general displacement. Okay, amplitude means suppose you have a wave type situation, the maximum displacement from the main position. Take a pendulum. Okay, the pendulum goes up to here and comes back. So the maximum from the mean position is called amplitude. So there is an equation like this. Now they have provided one equation like this, so we need to compare these two equations. So here omega is equal to 1 and a is equal to 3. Okay, so in the question what they have asked, they are asking you the maximum acceleration of the particle. The maximum acceleration of the particle, you have a formula, a is equal to omega square a. This a is the acceleration, this a is the amplitude. Okay, so we can put both the values, you get 3 meter per second square. So the main trick is you need to compare the equations, then you can solve it. This is a good type of question. It's frequently asked. Figure shows a rod of length L resting on a wall and the floor. So this is the floor, this is the wall, and there is a ladder which is resting. The length is L. Its lower end A is pulled left with a constant velocity v. Constant velocity v means there is no acceleration. It has been pulled like this with a velocity v. Find the velocity of the other end B downward when the rod makes an angle theta with the horizontal. It is making theta with the horizontal. Obviously, when you pull like this, it will go down. Whenever you find this type of questions, here there are two critical points. One point is this, another point is this. You need to establish some relationship between them. So if they are asking about velocities, you need to establish relationship between the displacements. If they are asking accelerations, you need to fix some relation between them, because once you know the relation of displacements, if you differentiate that, you get the relationship of the velocities. Suppose if I say that this point and this point, let us say SA is equal to 2SB displacement, if I differentiate, I'll get VA is equal to 2VB, right? Some kind of relation you have to establish. So let us say this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, alright? So what is my VA? It will be dx by dt. But in the question they have given that it is moving with a constant speed v. So that means they have given the value of VA, which is v. So we have to find out what is VB. What is VB? If I take upward as positive, when this is moving down, this y is increasing or decreasing? If I say this is my x, this is my y, so this is moving in this direction, so it is decreasing, right? So VB will be dy by dt with a minus sign. Now this is a right angle triangle, so x square plus y square is equal to L square. Now you have the relationship of the displacements here or the dimensions here, right? So if you differentiate both LHS, RHS with respect to time, what are you going to get? You get 2x into dx by dt plus 2y into dy by dt, and this is a constant, so it is equal to 0. Here x and y both are varying, because the moment x is increasing, y is decreasing, alright? So dx by dt is, that is VA, which is v, and dy by dt with a minus sign is VB. So you get xVA is equal to y into VB. So when you rearrange, you get VB is equal to xV by y. Now you see this triangle, y by x is equal to tan theta. So you are getting x by y. X by y will be equal to cot theta. So VB will be equal to v cot theta. This is the approach to solve this type of questions. Let's move to the next one. A particle is moving in a straight line with a constant acceleration. If x, y, z be the distances travelled by the particle in pth, qth and rth second respectively, prove that this distance travelled in the pth second. See, basically we have, in one of my videos I have derived the expression also. Let us say a particle travels from 0 to 5 seconds. Okay, 0 to 5 seconds it travels 25 meters. If I ask you what is the distance travelled in the fifth second, let us say from 0 to 4 seconds it travelled 20 meters. So in the fifth second, how much distance it travelled? It travelled 25 minus 20, which is 5 meters. Okay, so this is the meaning of pth second. It need not be the last second, it can be a second last second, it can be a third last second. P, Q, R is the general, but this is the meaning of that. Okay, so if you want to find out, let us say this is n and this is n minus 1, we can find s nth. So there is a formula for that. It is u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1, where n is the total number of seconds, a is the acceleration, and s nth is the last second. Okay, u is the initial velocity. Now in the question he has given you x was the distance in pth second. So here in place of n there is pth second, which is x, so it is u plus a by 2 into 2p minus 1. In the place of n, p will come. Similarly, in the case of sqth, it is y, and in the place of n, you will get q. Similarly, for the rth second, the distance travelled is x. That means he has given you this dimension for 3 different cases. Direct values he has provided. So for the case of the third one, it will be u plus a by 2 into 2r minus 1. N will become r. Now you have 3 equations. So you need to have a look on the what he is asking you to prove. So he is asking you to prove q minus r into x something. So you need to establish, you need to bring this q minus r value somehow. So here you have an equation. You can observe here that if you take equation 2 minus equation 3, this u is getting cancelled. but here this minus 1 is getting cancelled. What is left? You are left with some q minus r. So you do 2 minus 3. You get finally a into q minus r. Y minus z is equal to a into q minus r. But in the question left hand side, this term is multiplied with x. So multiply this with x. Finally, you need to multiply the right hand side also. See, you need to find first the q minus r value. It is equal to y minus z by a. We just took the a on the other side. So you are getting q minus r is equal to y minus z by a. But in the question there is q minus r into x. So multiply both sides with x. Try to bring your answer in the format in which they are asking. Q minus r into x is equal to this. Similarly, then he moves to r minus py. You need to see where you can get r minus p. Equation 3 minus equation 1. You are getting r minus p. So if you do that, you finally get r minus p into r minus p is equal to z minus x by a. But in the question it is r minus p into y. So multiply both sides with y. Then you get equation 5. You got equation 4. You got equation 5. Now the third one, p minus q. P minus q means here equation 1 minus equation 2 if you do, you will get p minus q. So similarly here you will get x minus y is equal to a into p minus q. This u is common here, so it is getting cancelled. This minus a by 2 also is common in both, so by taking the difference it is getting cancelled. X minus y is equal to a into p minus q, or p minus q is equal to x minus y by a. But in the question it is p minus q into z. Multiply both sides with z. You get equation 6. Now simply add them. You can see it is in a cyclic pattern. When you add them, you get, simply add yx minus xy minus zx plus zx, zy minus yj. All will get cancelled. You get 0. Hence it is the correct statement, which is true.